I was like, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Pete's running in Georgia, and Hurricane Man has a 2-day show down in Chatham. So 360s are going that way or that way.
Yeah.
So you're going to have 360.
You got 20 seconds. It's buffering.
We're done.
Over there.
It's buffering on his must too.
I can hear you.
Oh, it was buffering over there. See, it's done stop.
6.
Oh boy.
Yep, here we go again.
Oh boy. Here we go again. See, now we're showing up. Come on, Will.
I don't know what you want me to do. It does this on its own.
Yeah, we're sitting here watching.
Praise.
Yeah, we're watching ourselves. And it's frozen. I don't know if they can hear us though. Well, Will, you were on the board, off the board, back to being on the
Yeah,
board again.
now we're back on the board again.
Hold on.
There we go.
That was like a 30-second delay.
I just changed the setting. Maybe it'll change.
Why don't we just run that setting
Well,
every week?
it does. Oh.
Are we good?
I think we're good.
Anthony said we can hear. I think the video's doing better
Maybe
now.
now.
It's
All right.
smoothing out. We good?
Do I want to share this?
Back to the
thing?
board, Will.
All right.
No.
Back to the
Please
board.
don't.
You've been on there 3 weeks in a row,
single
man.
Week,
Every
man.
single week
There's
we got
one
something.
constant on this board.
It's
It's part of our own team.
Well, look. I left the board stuff up to Beau because this was Beau's idea, and that is all in Beau's hands.
Like we said, anybody
That's what
is.
I'm saying.
I have put all the money I care to put in right now on this deal. The T-shirt thing was your idea too, so
Yeah,
it's
we
all
got-
you, buddy.
still working on design on those T-shirts.
Yeah,
Will's gonna be getting one though.
yeah, yeah. Will's gonna get the first shirt.
You know how they put. You know how they put the checker flags on the cars after they win a race. If they're
Yeah.
in a
Oh yeah.
series.
Yep. Yeah.
We're gonna have to do that
We're
for
gonna do
Will.
stickers.
Yeah.
So now you're gonna get stickers to everybody.
I'm
You're
just gonna
just
have to get him a check box across his, and we can just check it every week that he's in.
Yeah.
we just
like,
need to
We'll just
need to take a permanent marker and just put his name up in the top left corner so he's always on the board.
Are we starting to buffer
Yeah,
again?
can't
Yeah.
ever come off.
I think it's all right though. Anthony said they can hear us. Danny said the video's good now.
Does the
But
video
anyway,
look good? Does it look good?
all right, we're good. All right, well, guys, welcome to episode number 17 of the Letter Eat podcast. And we're a little short on subjects this weekend. When you say, I don't think we've got too much to talk about.
Yeah, well,
No.
we got plenty of stories to tell.
We do have very many stories to tell. Who wants to go first?
You go first. Yours
You'll-
is pretty interesting.
Mine's a good ending. Yours was a good ending. I'm gonna be honest. I
Dude,
think
it's
I was
long.
happier than you were Saturday night. Just to be honest, I was
Well,
probably.
you got down there late because I had already done the wing dance and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had to get out of the car. And
yeah. That's what I'm
Don't
saying. You
get my
missed.
stuff
You missed
down.
that
Yeah,
part.
he didn't
though.
even realize you had won, and he was about to get out. I mean, we were unstrapping and everything. He started to squeeze out. I'm like, hey, you know who won, right?
Well, I had an idea because we had that caution with like 10 to go, and I saw you were leading, and I remember I was in like 13th, and I remember looking up there, and the track was taking rubber. I said, well, as long as he don't really screw up, he's got this in the
Yeah.
bag, you know. So whenever he said that, I was like, Brad probably
Uh-huh.
won. So, but yeah, so where to start? So
Start on Friday night.
Friday-
It's a 2-night show, so let's
yeah,
start
so
Friday night.
Friday night, we show up, and I'm driving for Bobby Jones in the 55 car, and I drove this car at Atwood earlier this year, and we had a good weekend that weekend. Car's fast. He's got a good piece. There's a couple things that I have to get used to when I drive it, but he does have a really fast car. We were second or third quick in hot laps. Second quick
Yeah, second.
and hot laps on Friday night. So, the car handled great.
But it was also good because you went out in the second group and it was still a little slimy, and our group went after you,
Mhm.
and it was coming in a little bit better then, and you still went second quick. So that's
Yeah.
when you know you're pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
When you can
No,
go
it-
out earlier and still
And
be faster.
and I did it as probably as the most uncomfortable feeling I could too, because he had a seat in it that I guess Donnie had put in the car to
Yeah,
crank it,
probably. Yeah.
and I got in it and I fit in it fine, and I thought, well, this will be okay. But when I actually got to racing it, like my head felt like it was stuck out like this,
Mine did the same. I've sat in that
and-
seat before
and
too. Yeah.
my shoulders,
They're touching the thing.
yeah,
here,
I felt like I was trying to steer with my shoulders in like this. It's weird because I didn't really notice it until I got to actually racing. I don't know, when I was just sitting in the car, I was more relaxed out in the pit. But anyway, so we ran pretty quick in hot laps, go out for the heat race, and we didn't even make it to turn one. That's a whole story. But and we'll probably get into that. We're gonna get into all that later on because I got people that's going on the board myself. So we end up with a wrecked car, tore the front end out, almost tipped it over. Thankfully, it didn't tip over. But anyway, our night was done because we had no chance of making the pole shuffle after that. And Saturday, things got really interesting. So Mr. Bobby, who I was driving for, we insisted, like, let's fix the car now. Let's just get this over with. He had a spare front axle in the
We put a
trailer.
front axle in.
We put a
Friday
front
night.
axle in the car, rolled it in the trailer. I had me and Beau put my seat
Yep,
that
the
I
seat
brought. We
in.
put my seat in it after the fact because I didn't want to drive 50 laps uncomfortable like that. And then he said that he wanted to take the car home. He was going to square the front end. He wanted to do everything at home. I was like, okay, well, let me know what time you get to stirring, and I'll come down there and help you, or me and Beau, or me and Dad, or whatever.
Yep.
We'll somebody will come down there. We'll help you. He said, okay. So I texted him. I tried to call him at like 9 o'clock. I'd have to look at my phone, but I think I tried to call him sometime around 9, 10 o'clock, and it went straight to voicemail. So I thought, well, he's not up yet. And I talked to him maybe, 11 o'clock finally, and he said that he was putting a front axle together. He didn't like the one we had in the car, and he was wasn't needing us coming. And anyway, so we didn't go, but I did text him and tell, because we tore up the shocks that he had. The Momentum's on his car that I like.
3 out of the 4, wasn't it?
Yes, 3 out of the 4.
Crazy.
Both fronts and the left rear. And anyway, so I said, well, I'll just bring my shocks. So I texted him around 2 o'clock, said, I'll bring mine. No answer. 4 o'clock, 4:30, we showed up. Me, Beau, and Dad, we all showed up. We're kind of looking around like, he's not here yet.
Yep.
Well,
5:30
you
rolls around.
actually called me.
Yeah.
At some point, it was like, "Hey, is my car owner over on your side of the
Yeah.
track?" I was like, "No, he's not."
Yeah. I'm looking for him. We were over on the west side looking for him where we parked the previous night. He wasn't over there, so I called you and couldn't find him. Kept calling him, wouldn't answer. Brad tried to call him, didn't answer. Jim Bowden was trying to call him,
Yeah.
wouldn't answer. And I thought, at that point, man, is he okay? Like, I kind of got worried for his health or his safety or something. You know, I didn't know if something happened.
Yeah.
I just thought we were going home.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't worried about his health or safety. I just was like,
Well,
he
dang.
ain't coming.
Well, I
He
was
ain't
worried
coming.
about him.
He tore the car apart,
Yeah.
and he decided it was too much work, or he couldn't get it back together. Or
I
he
was
just didn't
giving-
want to come.
I was giving it a benefit of that.
I was
Anyway,
I was dead set he wasn't coming.
Anyway, so I'm thinking, man, what's wrong? And he finally calls me and says he ain't got it back together yet. He was tired.
This is at 5:30.
This is at 5:30. Hot laps was starting soon. We done had the drivers meeting. And anyway, so he finally, shorten the story a little bit, he finally shows up at 8:45.
No, it was 8 o'clock
Is it 8 o'clock?
because
Oh.
so we missed
hot laps.
hot laps and
what
we
do we-
missed the
B main.
the B main.
They call it B main.
Whatever.
B
It wasn't a
scramble,
real
B
B main,
scramble.
but if you were there, you knew what was up.
Yeah.
So we missed an opportunity to gain any kind of knowledge of the track or any kind of
The car.
position, starting position, any of it. We're
Yeah.
starting, but since we were there Friday night, we'd already qualified, so we were in the A's, so we just had to start at the back.
Well,
But everything was done. There was no more. I mean, the
opportunities for us to run
Right.
anything before an A main.
Mhm.
So anyway,
exactly.
he
the
shows up.
stops were running.
Yeah.
They were on the track
So
when
you
he
didn't
got
even,
there.
You
It
didn't
was
even get heat in the engine. You just
No.
went out there cold.
No, and so this is what I was telling somebody today. We didn't even have time to get heat in the engine.
Nope.
And we push out on the track. So I'm rolling around the track, hadn't been on the track all night long, and I'm trying to lean the motor out, and I'm looking around, and then I would turn the fuel all the way back on. I'd try to feel it out, see what it felt like, lean it back out. So and then the steering feels funny to me. It don't feel the same.
Mhm.
Come to find out, didn't have the right front axle in it. But anyway, so I'm real distracted as it is because I've got all these things going on in my
Oh,
head, and I'm trying to, stay on top of things. We finally take the green, and I mean, we're just way too free. We weren't near tight enough, but I hung on to it best I could. Thought I did the best I could. When I would go in a corner, I would cut the wheel, and I felt like I was moving my hands way too much before it would ever actually turn. So I would cheat the corner more than I should or I needed to in order to get around there the quickest I could. But I didn't know when it would turn, so I was a little leery about how deep I would actually go into the corner. But anyway, Dale ended up lapping me about lap 10. Caution comes out. We managed to limp it home to 18th or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 18th.
So we didn't do that good, but at least now, or before the end of that race,
But
at
I
least
mean,
got
you gotta
comfortable.
tell everybody we're setting shocks in a trailer. I mean, they're on the ground in a trailer. We're going to read the track. We're looking at the book. I mean, we don't have the car should be blocked right,
Yeah.
but it's got a new front end in it.
Yeah.
Everything was touched. And when he got there, we threw our shocks on, made our final adjustments. But the front end still had to be set. The seats still had to be putting in because we
Yeah.
had to get some bracketry we didn't have on Friday night. I mean, we had everything on the car.
Yeah. We probably
Had to be
did an
touched.
hour and a half's worth of work in like 20
Literally
minutes.
30 minutes. You were on the track at 8:31.
The trailer hadn't even stopped good, and I was already in there trying to put my suit on. I mean,
Yeah.
we were
It was literally, I've got the call log right here. I was on the phone with my wife. I called her about 10 minutes before he got there, 7:47, and that was 10 minutes before he pulled in the lot. I'm going to give him 8 o'clock when he got there and put it in park, and we were able to get that car out.
Was at 8.
Oh, 8 o'clock.
So,
Okay, so it was 8 o'clock.
So 8 o'clock, and I looked at my phone after y'all pushed off. I mean, I guess you were sitting down there. It was right before you pulled in, but it was 8:31,
Yeah,
and y'all were about to push out
yeah.
at 8:31. So we
So I told Brandon, I said, when y'all unloaded, all I could hear was like impacts on every end of the car. Just
Well, we had
Seats
plenty
going
of
in.
time to come up with a plan. Bo was like, all right, I think I'll do this. You do this. Dad can work on this. I mean, we all had like a plan and a part of the car that we were all going to go
Yeah.
to.
and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out, but we made
it
it up.
wasn't great, but
It
it,
wasn't-
worked
it
out.
wasn't great.
We finished the race.
Yeah, but we got finished. I got used to how the car drove before it was over with. I felt like I had a better pace by the
Yeah.
end of it at least. So then we come off the track, made a few changes, didn't change tires. He said just leave the ones on it. So we left them on it, and went out for the next race. Started 17th, and kind of similar. We made it better, but we were still too free. Track took rubber about lap 15 or about lap 13 because it's about 2 laps before that caution come out. And dude, if I wish it took rubber for me, I wish it took rubber lap 2 because
Turn into a rocket.
The second it took rubber, man, that car was a rocket, and I could turn in there like it was nobody's business. Dale had run off and like left me when it was slick, and I run him back down in just a matter of few laps. I mean, literally from lap 15 to lap 25, we went from 13th to 7th.
Yeah.
But when we started it, we didn't get the invert. We went a lap down, so we didn't get the invert. So we started back at 18th.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, we finished 18th, had to start 17th.
That's right. Four cars from the back because Dale moved to the back to get it. And I mean, he did come back around. It was like a lap later. He was coming around.
Yeah.
2 laps, and then I mean the car just it wasn't great, but he was able to get under.
We didn't have enough drive. We didn't have enough side bite, and the weird thing was as soon as I did hit something good, it just felt like the car, like it would sling the back end this way. Like when I was in the gas, the car would just sit this way and try to take off, and I was having to try to steer it back left every time it did take off. It just felt weird. The steering felt weird to me, and it, like I said, it just took a while to get used to it. I got better at it, but it still wasn't like my favorite feeling in the world. But when it took rubber, though, it was like driving on the street. At that point, it was like a video game, and I was catching everybody so fast at that point. I told John Howard, that's a beast under the hood of that car.
Yeah,
I guess a
nice
good motor.
Mm-hmm.
So I was running them down on straightaway, but the car was driving, and at that point, because I had all the grip.
At that point, it was doing what it was supposed to.
Yeah, I had
That's
all
what we
the
set
grip.
it up for. We thought it was going to take rubber.
Yeah. Like I said,
that's what we'll say.
like I said, I sure wish it had took rubber on lap 2 because I think we could have actually went on through there, got a few breaks here and there.
Well, we definitely missed the setup just a little bit. We didn't have any opportunities to even fix it. We had one.
Yeah.
And
I mean, even
I mean, you think about it. If we had hot laps and you went out like you were in hot laps and we made the adjustment we made, well, then in that shuffle up, then
if we
when you come back in and you say that, oh, well, it's worse now than it was before, then we go back the other way with it, and all of a sudden
I know
Mike
we could have ran the B and made up a few spots, and I think we could have for sure. I think we'd have got maybe 4 or 5 cars. Like I think we could have
and some adjustments
started further ahead and had a little bit better of a shot. It just messed up our whole night.
The thing between the first feature to second feature was still a pretty quick turnaround because the mini sprints ran their feature pretty fast.
Yeah.
Then late models were up, and then we were back out again. So it was still not a whole lot of time.
We actually started another axle swap.
Well, I was just about to say we were going to change axles.
Yeah, but we couldn't get the
new kingpins in the new axle, or the kingpins
right.
in the new axle. So we wound up putting the same axle back together. So did all that work and then didn't change anything. So it was just a funky night, but it had a good ending. And like I said, like after all that, everything we had to overcome, we still finished 7th in the second feature. I mean, Dale was the last car passed. Dale's a good car, as fast as he's been all year. I mean, won race number 15 in the flip. So, I was able to walk away happy given all the circumstances. I swear, I after the year we've had, I said I was happier than Brad was.
2 finishes in one night.
I think two finishes, and
that's better than the rest of the year. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, for real.
From the way their weekend started to where it ended, it was a lot.
That's
better.
what I'm saying. Like I could walk away happy. I'm not happy with how we were put in the spot. We could have worked on it and possibly made it better.
I think it would have been better. I mean, I don't know. You never know what's what.
Yeah. We'll never know.
It happened the way it did, but
we'll never.
It would have been nice to have a little more time with that car and a little more information.
Yeah. We'll never know, but I mean, it is what it is. But talk about your night.
All right. Well, we were also at Riverside for the Flip Flop 50. And Friday night, I drew an 83, which put me starting 6th in the heat race, I think it was, 6th. And
64th, right?
yeah, the track was pretty hammered down on Friday night, so I knew starting 6 was going to be a tall task for the way the track was. And I talked to Clayton about that today too, actually, and he said that they prepared the track because that event usually gets like 130 cars.
Yeah.
And so they prepared the track for 130 cars and got only 57. So
Yeah.
once you prep it, it's kind of what it is. So it was really fast in the heat races. I went 6th to 5th in the heat. Well, actually 6th to 4th because someone broke coming to the checker. We were able to pass them and get to 4th. So I went 6th to 4th in the heat, which put me 9th in points, which was one spot out of the scramble. So we were going to roll off 9th. Supposed to roll off 9th in the first A main on Saturday night. We get to the track and I look at my phone and it says, change of plans. We're going to have 2 B mains and everyone will transfer is just basically racing for starting positions.
Yeah.
And I was, at the time, I was very pissed because I had nothing to gain from that. I'll start 9th. If I won, I start 9th. If I finish 2nd, I start 11th. So,
Yeah.
like, I'm a sitting duck.
Well, that and it's more opportunity for something to go wrong.
Yeah. And so, so I was a sitting duck there. And I put a little Facebook post out that kind of got a little out of control, but I didn't get it. I didn't post anything crazy. I was a little passive aggressive with what I said, but the comment section got a little crazy, and I felt bad about that because I do appreciate what Pete does for this area.
Were you putting your armor on?
I mean,
Facebook warrior.
I was a little bit, and then I was like, man, I'm not built for all that. But yeah, like then I felt bad. Like I do appreciate what Pete does for racing in this area because if he wasn't here, then it would be pretty dead.
Yeah.
So, and I try to put that in perspective too. But at the time, I was just pissed because I had nothing to gain here, and it didn't make any sense. Burn up tires, burn up track, and potentially people behind us could crash out, or you get run over, or something to that effect. So, but anyways, we'll go out for the first B main. Of course, what happens? I think I can't get a good start on the bottom. I get smoked around the outside. Finish 2nd, so now I got to start 11th in the first A main, and we roll off 11th, and I hit the bottom pretty good the first 2 laps and made some passes, got up to like 9th, and then the top kind of got going. Then I had to move up because there was still pretty good grip at that time, especially on like the exits. 3 and 4, you had a good top, and then 1 and 2 on the exits, you had grip to get a hold of. And so
the bottom was just too. You couldn't carry enough speed around the bottom. You could get in good, but like getting around the tire and then trying to get back straight, you had to wait, and it just took too long.
Then once the top got rolling pretty good, I just jumped up there, and I was in 9th, and kind of fell back to 10th, and then worked my way back up to 8th again, and was right there with like the top 5. I felt pretty good. I just couldn't get around Terry. Just couldn't make the slide job work. I tried it a couple times, and I didn't want to get crazy back there running for 8th, and so I ended up running 8th in the first A main event, which I felt the car was pretty good. I felt like we were pretty close. And so all that turned us around. We were going to start 7th in the second A main. And so going out for the second A main, I felt we were pretty close. Like I said, pretty close. So I didn't want to change much. And I really didn't change much. All I did was change up my bump gap a little bit. Like I closed it up some. And I literally put a stiffer throttle spring on the gas pedal. That's all we did to the car. Went right back out there. And so as we're lining up, we're rolling around, and I noticed that in 1 and 2, they moved the tires in.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that looks pretty good down there. So we go to take off to start 7th, and we go down the first corner, and they kind of just hit the corner like it's normal. I just kind of go down into the infield, right on the tires, come down the back straightaway, and I'm like automatically in 3rd. So me and Ronnie, I slide up in front of Ronnie. He drives back under me, and we have a caution. So I made it in front of Ronnie, so I ended up 3rd on the restart there. And so like it's a pretty good feeling when nobody's about to go to your groove on the restart. And so I rolled off 3rd, and we go down the first corner. They go up, and I just hit the bottom, rolled past Tucker for 2nd. We had a caution come out again. I was like, I just showed it right there. And I was like, oh, well, there goes that. Well, we take off again. They both go back up, nail the bottom, get past Tucker, and then we pace about 2 more laps, and I'm still just hitting the bottom down there in 1 and 2. And it feels real nice. Just be real easy with the throttle. And I tried to slide Tucker, and he'd gotten back under me. And I tried to do it to Ronnie before, and he would slide back under me. And it wasn't a big deal to me because I wanted the bottom in 1 and 2 anyway. So got up to Hayden, and in 3 and 4, this time I just kind of floated the middle. I just drove in like right under him, just stayed real nice. That thing just went right up underneath him. I was like, oh, that was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so got by him, and I just started hitting the bottom down in 1 and 2. And I would move this rail, let's roll the middle. And like I tell you about that throttle spring. And in the first main, when I would back out, it kind of felt like it wasn't backing all the way off, and my ass would kind of come around a little bit, and I couldn't keep it under me. Well, we put that stiffer spring on, and I was able to like control it real nice and smooth, and it would shut down when I needed it to, and it would just roll through the middle super nice.
Helps it when you're in the sled.
Yeah. So it would just roll through the center there super nice. And
I told Brandon that after I said he's been rolling the middle in 3 and 4 before anybody else did, and that was the fastest line on the racetrack.
Yeah, and it was just, and
then it took rubber through there, and
so that's where story kind of gets a little funny for me, is because I'm rolling the bottom of 1 and 2, and I can see on the board that Derek's got the second. So I'm like, okay. So as we're coming
got serious.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, all right. Well, Derek's in second now. So we're rolling through 1 and 2, and you can see the turn 2 crew like when you're coming through the center of the corner.
Yeah.
Every lap, I'm looking up at them, and they're pretty calm. I'm like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah.
Look up at them again, they're still calm. Like, all right, we're rolling good. We go down 3 and 4, and I go in 3 and 4, and it picks the front end up, and I'm like, oh no, that's rubber. So I had my wing back, so I'm trying to shove it forward, and then we go down to 1 and 2. I'm like, if it's down there, it's got to be in 1 and 2 as well. So I moved up, and I just didn't go high enough, and Derek smokes around me on the outside. And
turn 2 crew goes, woo!
Yeah, turn 2 crew's going crazy then, but thank God the caution comes out. And so that was about lap 15. The caution finally comes out, and
it started taking rubber about lap 12, 13. It was right there.
You can see on the video, like I'm still running my line, but Derek's been showed the rubber, and he's running me down quick. They still wasn't getting too crazy though, because I guess they were just staying. He wasn't close enough yet. They were still calm up to that point.
Well, the 930 was it 930?
938. Yeah,
the 938 car was running with Derek, and they were. If the 938 wouldn't have worked Derek so hard, he would have caught you probably 3 laps sooner.
They raced pretty good there.
They did.
So when that caution come out, he showed me where the rubber was. It was up on the top. So, but luckily we got to get the lead back, and so on the restart, I'm still pretty nervous, because if I get a bad start, I know he's going to come with the bomb. So I tried to launch in 3 and 4, like in the good stuff that's still up there, and I launched on it pretty good. And I just went in 1 and 2 and just moved up about a lane higher, and I went in super hard, and it stuck pretty good. It was all right. It still wasn't there super hard, but you had to kind of find it. And 3 and 4, like I knew where I needed to be. I was going there and rip it into the rubber. And then 1 and 2, I still struggled with it some laps, because it wasn't super defined on that end, and I would kind of miss it, and I kind of flounder a little bit, but still like I was pretty good pace. We started catching the end of the lap cars there. I'm trying to not kill my pace, but I don't want to overdo it and run up on them on the last lap and be kind of pinned in.
Yeah.
And so we catch Corey, and I watched the video back. I threw a slider on him, and Derek tried to follow me. He was about to bomb us both if I didn't do that. And he kind of fell back a little bit behind Corey, and then in the rubber towards the end, I started getting pretty tight in 3 and 4, because I was pretty tight early in the race, because I wanted to be able to maneuver and get up there if I could.
Yeah.
So I started getting real, couldn't get back in the gas without it wanting to tote the front tires on me. And we take the white flag, and I go down to 1 and 2, and Derek comes the bomb. I'm like, oh man, I've never lost a race in the last lap, and that's all I can think of. It's like, come on, he slides up just enough where I don't think he hit it, and I was able to turn back under him. And then 3 and 4, I dive down into the middle, and I'm just sliding for life. I'm like, come on, where is it? Where is it? It's just slide. And finally it hits. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, I could see just losing it right there at the end. And,
you had it. Yeah. And I mean, I know you can't see it, but enough. Once you passed him back, it was over with.
Yeah, I watched it back. He tried a pretty aggressive line down there up out of the rubber. And I was able to just pick it right back up at the right time, and was able to get the feature win, the flip-flop 50, the second feature, and it was a pretty.
When was the last time you won a?
I was going to say it was a pretty special win for me, because I hadn't won over there since 2018, so it's been a very, very long time since I won.
That's rookie numbers.
And we had Kim and my baby girl on the way. She's there, like they're both there. Kim hasn't been there all year when I've won.
Yeah.
And you guys were there, like that was cool for all you guys to be there.
Yeah.
And
she was over there crying. She said, "I'm way too pregnant for this."
I know, yeah. It's like, and like I got this. It was just cool to. And Tony's never won at Riverside either.
Really? Okay.
That was his
cool.
first Riverside feature win as well. And so It was just a big. I've never gotten emotional in Victory Lane, but like I was on the verge of it because like I wanted to win at Riverside so bad. And I've been close many times since 18, and it was just, and that was a big race. The flip flop's a big deal. Like to me, I really enjoyed the flip flop race, and I've always wanted to win one of them. And I didn't do it from the front row. I come from 7th. I had to pass some cars and be smart and race. And the stands were packed, and there's a lot of people that I got to see there that haven't been there all year, that I haven't been there and been able to see. Like I felt like my home track again. We talked about the week before where I didn't feel at home. But then this weekend, like it brought everybody back.
Yeah, it's like old times. Yeah,
like people that I hadn't seen in a
lot
while.
of old heads was there. We was talking about that last night. Me, you, and Clayton, we were talking about that last night about how a lot of the old guys was there.
It was like a lot of those guys were there, and I could see them up in the stands cheering and stuff, and that was just super cool to me. And then after the race, my freaking hero Mike Ward walks up to me. And he's like, you drove a great race, Brad, and you did a good job. He's like, I'm really proud of you. And I was like, okay, don't cry.
Well,
don't cry.
Hand me those tissues.
He's like, I'm really proud of you. I was like, oh man, okay, all right. And so it was a really good night, and just me and the 8 car, we struggled early in the year. We had a lot of ups and downs, and right here at the end of the year, we got it rolling again, and clicked off 2 top 5s the week before and got a win in this one. And
that was your 3rd win this year, though, right?
Yeah, 3rd win total. Yeah, we won 2 in Peanuts and got 1 in Tony's car. So, it was cool, and I'm still on cloud 9 from it, honestly.
That's awesome. You was talking about how long it's been.
And also another thing, to hold off Derek at Riverside is a pretty big deal. Like I don't care where he started, 14th. That's slick. That rubber, that's his shit. Like, to be able to hold him off felt pretty good. And, and he'd come up to me too, and he told me, he's like, man, you deserve it. And I was like, y'all gonna make me cry, man. Y'all gonna make me cry. Because it's strange because, like I've told people before, sometimes you don't know where you stand amongst your peers, like when you're racing. You don't know what they think about you.
Yeah.
You don't know if they think you're good or whatever. Like you line up for a heat race, you're like, oh, damn, I got Derek in my heat race. Well, Derek might be thinking, well, shit, I got Brad in my heat race, but we don't know that, you know? And so when one of your peers like tells you something like that, it means a lot because you don't always know where you stand with them.
That's something me and Dad always talk about. It's like, we'd like to be that guy or considered one of those guys, when they see when they see that maroon Peterbilt pull in and they go, crap, Brandon.
Yeah, right.
You know, like that's what you want.
Yeah.
Now they hadn't thought that this year because we couldn't finish the race.
They hadn't even paid attention. It's like,
is
that some new guy?
I wonder if he finishes this year. I wonder if he finishes tonight. That's probably what they thought. But you was talking about
y'all think Brandon's gonna finish the race tonight?
You talked about
also
how long.
One more thing.
All right,
think about it.
Go ahead.
I'm in Victory Lane and Bobby Sparks walks up to me.
Oh, I didn't know he was there.
Tells me he did a great job, and I'm like, man, y'all really gonna get me tonight. Y'all are really gonna get me on this one tonight. And so it was just cool, like all that, and just getting there earlier that day and just hanging out for a little while, and people just coming over that I hadn't seen all year and talking. And then this one guy, I just want to tell a story real quick. Stone Cold. Yeah, so this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, I know one of your buddies. I was like, who's that? He's like, his name is Eddie Osborne. It's a guy I went to high school with. And like we went down and raced in Loxley before. Mm-hmm. And I've seen Eddie down there since then. And he had told him that, I know a guy that races Riverside. Mm-hmm. And he was like, who's that? He's like, it's old Brad. He's like, Brad Bowden. He's like, oh, I went to high school with him. And so that was Stone Cold right there. And he comes up to me. He's like, they call me Stone Cold. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah. And he's still like, let Eddie know that you're here. So I sent Eddie that picture right there. And Eddie responds back. He goes, Stone Cold. He's like, that's like guy's like my best friend. We text all the time and stuff. And he was telling me these stories. He's like, son, I've died 3 times. So I was like, oh, yeah. You died 3 times. I don't know how he died. I didn't get into all that. But I don't know. Yeah.
I'd have had to know.
I didn't get into all that.
Hey, get his number so we can call him. I want to know.
But yeah.
Somebody call this guy.
That was just fun, like just to be over there and to interact with some people that, I've never met Stone Cold before, but it was cool to talk to him. And then, like I said, to see the people I hadn't seen all year, hadn't seen in a while. And so it was just a great event that, got everybody back together. And, that's what I love about that race for sure.
Yeah. Well, I had a couple thoughts on what you said. Now, for one, you said it's been since 2018 since you won at Riverside. It's been since the flip-flop of 2012 since I won at Riverside.
Well,
it has been a long
that's
time.
That's the last time I won.
Yeah, ain't nobody worried about that.
I think that's like the last think this last 360 race I won over there was like 2014 maybe, and the rest of them are all the 305
Oh, okay.
stuff.
So
but
we're
it'd been
close
like,
then.
Yeah, it'd been like 16 since I won 360.
But you know, I hadn't run very many 305 races over there. Bobby Jones was that a 360 race? I don't even remember. I think it was a 360 race. I ran for Cody one night, and I think we rained out after heat races or something. I don't even think we got to run a feature. And then Bobby, I ran over there one night in 360, and it blowed up in heat race, so we didn't run that night. And you know, I didn't run. I don't think I ran but 3 or 4 305 races over there.
Yeah.
You know, in this whole time. But every race I've run over has been a 360 race, and naturally it's been the rock and roll 50 or the flip flop 50, or it's always been the really hard ones.
Even when 360s run at Riverside, though, I mean, even if it's a regular show, you got
Hooker Hood Classic.
You got 6, 7, 8 guys that can be good win over there all the time. Like this area brings out the best for sure.
I would argue it's probably more than that. I'd say there's probably 10 or 12 that are capable of winning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Given the right situation, I mean, Aiden Gatewood's been leading over there, and you know he lost it earlier this year.
That's like this weekend. There was 24 cars, but hell, at least half the field, if not more, had a chance or could be there. So, there really was no like an easy heat race you could line up in. On Friday night, it was a pretty stacked. It was only 24, but it was stacked up 24 cars.
Yeah. And the other thing I was going to mention is in your interview, I was really disappointed that you didn't bring up the podcast.
I watched it back, and you said something like, "Tell them about the podcast." Like that was the last thing on my.
I know, but I was like, dude, you gotta tell them while they're here.
You win the race. You gotta say something.
I had to go over there and say, Lynn, give me that, and say, hey, watch the podcast on Monday.
Yeah, we heard it. Y'all need to watch the Letter 8 podcast.
All these people in the stands.
They're my competition, man.
Yeah, all these people in the stands are watching, and they're going, who's this pumpkin?
Yeah, who's this driver that came through the
buy
sand?
That fire suit at Walmart?
It looks too small on him.
Yeah, I know. You told me that. That's the last thing I was thinking about at that time.
And that was something else I was going to bring up is what he just said. Lynn said we're in competition. I don't see us as in competition.
No,
I mean, I would shout him out.
We're doing the same thing.
He does a radio station, 98.1. He gets on 98.1 on Fridays at 9. And he's got a number. You can text him questions and talk to him. So no, I'll give him a shout out, and y'all go listen to that, because no, I don't see us as competition. I kind of
know us. We are pro Riverside.
Yeah,
that's our favorite place to be on a Saturday night.
Yeah, so like I'll shout him out. Hey, go listen to Lynn Neal. He likes to talk a lot. He's a talker, that's for sure. Might not get a word in, but no, I like old Lynn Neal. He's a funny guy. Yeah, I took a little offense to that. I'm like, competition? What do you mean competition? We're here to help each other, bro.
Different platforms.
Yeah, we're on totally different platforms.
Yeah, that's the thing. Our target audience is not even close.
Yeah, like I said, he does radio, and I said something to him when I did the radio earlier this year. I got on there and did that deal. I'm like, why don't you have a podcast? He's like, well, we've talked about it, and I'm like, well, I think. And this was before, I think 2 weeks before we even started doing it. I said, well, I think we're going to do it. We're kind of getting some stuff together, and I'm trying to talk Brad into doing it, because it took me a while to convince you to do it.
Yeah.
But I was telling him that day, like, you ought to do a podcast.
That's what I told him. When I went on the radio show, I liked the radio show. It was fun, but it's just so like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, you ever done a podcast? Like, or do when the radio show's over, y'all go have a space where you can finish it off like, hey, come tune into my podcast, or advertise your podcast on there.
Yeah, you could kind of use his to lead up to the conversation. Because I mean, when I did it, we had 18 minutes to go through my entire life story.
Yeah.
And you can't do it.
No.
You can't break something down or go into detail about anything. Like, you're just bam, bam, bam. And he spent most of the time referring to me as Bad Brad Bowden's brother-in-law. He had to spit that out every chance he had. So,
that's funny. Like, it's what Lynn Neal said in Big Tree Lane. Like, when he was interviewed, he's like, they call him the pretty boy, but I call him Bad Brad.
Yeah.
I heard that over the intercom.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't get to see anything. Like I said, after he said, you know who won, don't you? And I was like, yeah, probably Brad. So I jumped out, and we made a beeline. My darn shoe sole come off. you know. So
I
need-
need.
It was a rough weekend.
it was a very rough weekend. Look, I need everybody to subscribe and like these videos so that I can afford some new shoes for next year. Okay, that's what I need.
And a 360.
And a
We really-
360.
We really need a 360.
Yeah, yeah.
We really need one for this weekend and for 3 weekends. I think that'd probably be a good intro into.
That's to say, yeah, we actually got some breaking news. Some before the podcast started, and now just recently. I guess still the first thing is the sprint cars are on the card for this weekend for the open challenge, or that's what they call it. It's the open late model challenge, paying $3,000 to win, and an open stock car challenge, paying $1,000 to win.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, and
Yep,
now
24 minutes ago.
and now the sprint cars, it's going to be 360s versus 305s this Saturday. 2,000 to win, 200 to start. The open challenge, the super late models will be awesome there. They're. I mean, I know Beau don't love the late models, but if they get the track right, the late models will be really awesome there. And the last time they paid $3,000, they had some good ones show up.
Well, $3,000 also gets you in another tier as well. So
You know what I'm saying?
we're gonna have to
You'll
go
get
check
some
that
good
out
ones
Saturday
show
night.
up for the $3,000, and you'll have the 360s versus 305s on the sprint cars. And another big announcement just come out. The World Short Track Challenge was just announced, and it is now going to be Saturday, November 1st, and it's going to pay $5,000 to win and $500 to start. We'll also have stock cars and brooms will be on the program. It'll be like, I guess it'll be A, B, and C cars. Okay, so that's what they used to call A, B, and C. That's what back in the day they were. Sprint cars were A cars, broom cars are B cars, and stock cars were called C cars back in the day. So it's kind of like a throwback
Yeah,
as well.
Old school.
But yeah, so a pretty big announcement there. 5,000 to win, 360s, and 500 to start on November 1st.
So there is no race on Friday, October 31st.
No Friday,
It is, they took
just Saturday.
that off the schedule. It's just going to be
just
Saturday.
Saturday only. So y'all make your plans for Riverside this weekend, and on November 1st for 5,000 to win. They'll get some good cars for 5,000
Yeah.
and 500.
For
to
the
start.
record, Brad called me out. This past weekend's late model show was pretty good.
It was,
from what
I
I've
got
heard.
to watch a little bit of it.
We
Yeah,
were
I didn't
thrashing.
get to see
We were
anything.
thrashing, so I missed my favorite class. I didn't get to see any stock car drama. And then I didn't get to see any of the late model stuff because we were thrashing again. So, we really don't know anything that went on that.
Yeah.
But I did hear. And the other thing was it didn't take an hour to get through the late model race. I mean, they ran for.
Look,
They went out there and
I
ran the
just-
whole thing. I think it was
I
like
can't
3
even-
cautions.
I can't remember which time it was, but I think it was the last time the super lates come over there. I don't remember if it was this year or last year. I don't remember which race it was at, but I just remember sitting there on one of the trailers on the front stretch, and I'm watching this thing. Caden was at home. She was texting me, and she was watching it on her phone or something. She's like, they just had another caution. Like
Yeah.
it was just caution after caution. They could not get a lap in to save their lives, and it was miserable to sit through. And I just remember thinking like these cars are too big and too fast to be going around this little big place because it was real hooked up.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And-
it's not ideal for them. That's the crazy thing that happens though is the last 3 late model shows that they've had over there, it like rains 6 inches Monday through Wednesday, and it's never slicks off. It just stays hammered down
Yeah.
the whole night. And there's even rain chance this coming up weekend. So
Yeah, say
You know,
on Saturday.
they say another late model show coming in and rain coming in at the same time. So, like I said, if they can get the track right, the late models are really good there. Because we did the King of Memphis race, a couple years ago, and they had the same thing, 3,000 to win late models, and the track was pretty good. And the late model, they were ripping around there
Yeah.
for their qualifying session. That was really cool to
Yeah.
watch.
Hey, I was gonna bring up Billy. I'm glad you talked about the track condition because Billy got on some
Oh,
post
yeah.
on Facebook and he was like, "Y'all go ahead and bash me. I can take it. It's okay." I'm like, I don't remember hearing anybody bash the track necessarily, like about the
No.
condition. Every year when we run the flip flop, the second feature it takes forever. It does it every year.
Yep.
So I guess
And
as
it
long as we know
really
it's
took
coming.
it late. I mean, taking it 12 and 15, that's halfway through the
It
race.
wasn't bad either. It wasn't just gripped up or you just dive bomb it in there. Like you had to think about what you were doing. You had
Yeah.
you had to hit it right. You
Yeah,
couldn't
same.
just fly it in there.
Yeah, it's not like it was 4 lanes
Yeah,
wide. I mean, it's
it
still
was-
pretty narrow, and you had to get in there
Yeah.
just right. But like I didn't have a problem with it.
It
at
didn't
all.
even. It didn't even
I
hurt.
thought it was still plenty racy at the
Yeah.
end of the race.
Yeah.
It didn't
I-
hurt.
It,
I
it
went
wasn't
around
like
Dale.
it was a single file.
I went around Dale just fine. Like I had plenty of room. He
Yep.
gave me plenty of room. He was still in the rubber. I was still in the rubber. And like, I mean, it was
It
fine.
didn't hurt my tires either. We could have. They're kind of like little rufflies on them, but
Yeah.
the blocks were still thick. We could have hit it with a
Mhm.
grinder and
Yeah.
ran 30 more laps.
I was gonna say you could have run another 20 laps easy.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It was easy on the tires, like I said, because it wasn't latched down just, really, really hard. So I mean, that's all you can really ask for when you have a 2-day event like that, a bunch of racing going on and things.
Man, yeah, and that's the other thing. There was a lot of rubber on the track Saturday night. You had stocks, minis,
Mhm.
late models, and there was, I don't know how many was in that. And then you had we had 4 races Saturday night
Mm-hmm.
with sprints.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for a track to take and not get reworked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got messages from ASCS on Saturday night. They were reworking their track
Mhm.
Yeah.
after heats
Yeah.
before their feature,
Yeah.
or maybe after the B.
Yeah,
No,
it
I-
looked really nice.
Anyway, I messaged Billy right after that. I was like, I'm gonna do quite the opposite, just so you
Yeah.
know.
I
Like
think it was
I thought it was
fantastic.
perfectly fine. I didn't have an issue with it at all. I thought it was a great job.
Both nights,
It's
I
like-
thought it was pretty good. I mean, it was really hooked up Friday night.
Friday I thought it was good,
But-
you know.
but
I mean, for instance, like in the second A main here, I probably should have had this pulled up already, but let me see.
Talking about lap times or something.
No, let's see. Results, flop. So Derek passed 11 cars, Bradley Fazard passed 6, Marshall passed 7, Chase passed 9,
10
Wesley
for me.
Shepard passed 9, you passed 10. Dale moved up still. He was up higher than that, but he went up 14 spots. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you could pass on it.
Yeah,
in the
and
second
we had a
feature.
crappy car. Don't forget that. We did not have a good car, and we still
We
made
did
it.
have a good car when it took rubber. We had a great car.
He was used to it.
Yeah.
He was used to it and
Well,
got everything he
so-
could out of it, but I don't think it was.
I don't want to. I'm not trying to brag. I don't like to brag. I'd rather other people tell me whether I'm good or not in their own eyes. But I personally feel like I don't care when it takes. If it takes rubber, I'm perfectly fine with it because I feel like in every race I've ever been in, when it took rubber, I feel like I've always managed it really well. I've gotten the most out of the car without burning the tires up, and I always seem to go forward in that race. And most people always kind of get locked in on, well, I ain't gonna be able to pass. It's rubber down.
Yeah.
It's one lane. I can't pass. And I'm usually the opposite. I'm usually thinking, oh, good.
Now you
like-
know where the grip's at.
Yeah,
You
because
can
I'm
drive.
like, now, I just feel like I've always been good at manipulating. Even if the car does get tight, I've usually in the past been really good about manipulating the car to where I can get it around the corner the best it could possibly be and make speed. So, like, when I saw it taking rubber, when I felt it, I started grinning because I was like, heck yeah, this is my time to shine. And sure enough, we got however many cars it was in just the last handful of laps. So I was tickled to death about it. But heck,
That was
when
a
I
good
won
run.
when I won Sedalia from 5th, it was rubber down. You know,
Yeah.
on that big half mile, rubber down. So like, I mean, it's never phased me a bit. But yeah, no, I was cool with it though. I was cool with it. Was there anything else we want to talk? Oh, why? I wanted to ask you this. Why do you think the car count was so much lower this year?
There
You
was
brought that up, and I didn't want to blow past it.
there was a lot going on. Like you had the ASCS was racing in Kansas.
Right.
Mhm.
I forgot about that.
High Limit was also in Kansas. Like we talked about, a guy like Riley Goodnow usually comes down from Iowa, but he just stopped off at in Kansas City. It's
And
Four-
Bergman
4
and
hours
Hafer,
closer.
Bergman and Haferteep usually come to run that
I
race
think,
before.
I think it's more Matt Covington's been
Matt,
multiple
yeah.
times. And you'd have had Landon Britt. He lives in Memphis.
Yeah.
He'd have been there. There's just a lot going on, and people. It gets to the end of the year, and some people had a lot of issues. Like if it wasn't for Bobby, your car wouldn't have been there. And
It almost
know,
wasn't.
it's like you have a guy like there's
Even with Bobby.
Stephen
Still
Howe.
almost like
Stephen Howe, he lives in Memphis, or he's in the Memphis area, and he got his car tore up a couple weeks ago
Yeah.
over there, and so people not being able to rebuild, have blown engines, or
Yep.
at the end of the year it gets tough like that. You can't rely from out of towners to kind of come fill
Yeah.
the voids.
Well, that too, and if they have a situation like that bad enough, they think, well, it's the end of the year. I'm going to push this off. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
just get it ready for next year, kind of thing.
Yeah, as I was saying, it gets tough to the end of the year. But like I said, there's just a lot going on, and it was just to the north of us, like in the Kansas area, which isn't super close, but guys that are passing from the north are not going to come past all that to come
Well,
race.
Landon and Matt, they're all running for points with ASBS,
Yeah, they had to
so
go
they're
for
not
that.
gonna
Yeah.
they're not gonna skip that to come run flip flop, even if it's at home, or
Yeah.
whatever.
And usually he's the only show in town when it's happened in previous years, and it just so happened this year a couple things got scheduled to the north of us and kind of kept those guys from coming down and racing in it. So, but still overall it was still a good race, and everybody I've talked to enjoyed the racing and thought it was a good show. So
Yeah, no, I thought it ended up being a good show. All right, Bo, do you want to get to the board?
I reckon we can.
Because we can dive deep on this one.
You want to lead her off?
Look, he texted me. He apologized, but I'm still putting him on the board.
That's a fact. You gotta learn to drive, son. Y'all see that?
All right.
We got Hayden Martin. Anybody that trashes Riverside, and Bobby Jones. That's who's on our list tonight.
You forgot to put 2 other people on there.
Well, I didn't get any messages saying I need to put them on there, except for Will is an honorable mention. I'd already put the board down.
You're just on there every week. Just know that from here on out. But you'll probably get, when Bo finally gets shirts made, you'll just get a new shirt every week, I guess.
Yeah. Who else I missed?
I was going to put Corey Ray on there. And I was going to put Braden Taylor in the 42 car.
yeah.
Simply because. So I'm back there in 13th, and I'm running with Corey. Track was it was when it was still slick, and this was early in the race, like lap 10.
Hold on, wait a minute. I do have to comment. There was a comment earlier in the chat that somebody asked if Rubbin is still racing. Now continue on with your.
Anyway,
We
so
won't get to it.
it's a little bit different in sprint cars. Just so you know, it's a little bit different. But anyway, so Corey, we were kind of sliding each other for freaking 13th, back and forth a little bit. And I'd give him some room. But one time I got underneath him coming out of 4, and the sucker drove me about down to the infield tire, going into 1. He hit me, the left rear. We went left rear to right rear, and I was steadily driving down. And thankfully, nothing happened. And I sent it straight into that corner. And I thought, well, you son of a gun, if you're going to do that to me, if I hit you, I just hit you. And you're going to learn today kind of thing. Well, I got by him. I didn't see him no more.
Oh, you.
I waved out the window to let him know that I appreciated it.
You ran out of his life at that point.
And got away from him. And then I catch the 42 car. And he was all over the place. And I don't know if it was like his first time trying to drive a sprint car in the rubber or what it was. But like he would go in here or here. Car was all bound up here. Like he was just, I didn't know where he was going to go. He was all over the place. And
y'all know that Brandon hates if you're driving slow on the track.
No, it's not
He
slow.
said there's
like,
no place for
you
slow
suck.
drivers to get on the track.
Yeah,
That's Brandon's
Well,
position.
I mean, he had some speed, but that gum, he couldn't hit the same spot to save his life. And I'm thinking, good grief, dude. So I finally get by him. So those were my 2 trying to pass.
Well, I didn't think they were that big a deal. Now, if there would have been something coming from that came from that tire on tire, then somebody probably would have made it on the board. But no harm, no foul in my book because Rubbin is racing.
No,
baby.
driving me down the front straightaway is pretty stupid. Just so
It's
you know.
stupid.
In an open wheel car.
But I mean, it's just racing. It ain't as bad as Hayden.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Hayden, like I said, he texted me, apologized, and we can laugh about it. I will say I was probably madder about it about 5:30 Saturday than I was on Friday night.
Because that's part of the reason why.
That's 90% of the reason that we were sitting there looking at each other.
That was a pretty. It wasn't bad. I mean, he came down on him and hit him and broke the front end. But when you start doing the math on a set of shocks, because it got all of them but one, it got the front end, it got several other things that had to be replaced on there.
Yeah.
And a couple tires got busted on it.
It was about $2,000 when you figure.
It was
And
crazy.
we didn't even make it to turn 1.
Yeah.
I watched the video back, and Bobby had told Dad it tore up 3 shocks. I was like, how? I figured maybe just the right front had tore up, but I guess spinning around and then tipping up on the left front there, I guess maybe hurt that one or something.
Yeah, it bent it, but yeah, and we'll see when the front end broke. Dale was right behind me. Let's talk
Yeah.
about this part. So Dale hits me because I mean when the front end breaks, I mean it's like stopping.
Breaks.
It's gonna stop right there where it's at.
Yeah.
Dale has nowhere to go, and he hits me. Well, when he hit the left rear, I guess my tire was still spinning, and it took the front bumper off his car and slung it into the cockpit with me. And his front bumper hit me in the face and hit me in the arm. And we were laughing about it. He was texting me and Brad. He sent a GIF or a GIF or however you say it. And most people say it differently. Whatever. It was of Buford T. Said, "Put the evidence in the car." You know. So
That's pretty good.
we were laughing about that earlier. But yeah, so
You go
that
back-
goes down.
You go back and watch that video, and I don't know. I guess you had to be there on Friday night to see our heat race or our hot laps. But there were two cars that were driving pretty slow in hot laps. They were holding up the entire field just because one of them did a good job at holding the line, but the other one couldn't
Did
get
not.
around, and they just took up the whole track. Whatever the reason for that, they started on the front row of our heat. So when we go into it, I think it's pretty obvious that everybody was like, okay, let's wait and see where these
If you go
kids
back and watch the
go.
video, Marshall's going this way and Ernie's going this way.
Yeah. So they're trying to go around it. There's nowhere to go from row 2. So Hayden smokes the back,
Of the 26 car.
yeah, and pushes Marshall out of the way, and about puts him in the wall, and then just cuts straight down on the Brandon and tears the whole thing
Yeah.
up. There's no place for that. Come on now,
So,
you gotta be
like-
aware of who's where.
Well, that's what I told
That
him.
is some junk.
That's what I told him. I said, I think everybody was aware of the situation.
Yep.
You know, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be ugly, but like
No,
the
not to beat
front
him
row,
down. It's just a mistake.
the front row, we were all sitting here thinking like, okay, where are they gonna go?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's
You just
like
gotta be aware of those things.
Yeah.
So Hayden, you know you're the problem, but keep racing, buddy. We'll see
Yeah.
you next week.
No,
or-
I told
or
him there's
2
nothing.
weeks,
I
3
told
weeks.
him. I told him in the message. I said, "There's nothing wrong with you being aggressive. There's
That's
no.
right.
There's no problem in it. But it's one thing to be aggressive when you got Derek and Brad on the front row, and it's another thing when you got these two on the front row, and we don't know where they're gonna go.
That's right.
We don't know.
I mean, at least let's get to lap 2, brother.
Yeah.
And then cut us down. That'd be all right. At least we get a lap in.
Well,
Well, it won't be all right. But
honestly, if we'd all been, you know, if we sit there and think about it, I think all of us could have had 2 passing points and went on about our night.
100% within the first lap or
Yeah.
maybe 2 laps.
I give it more than that, but I'm just
I don't
saying
know.
we
They're
all
pretty
could have
slow.
gotten 2 passing points and moved on with our night and been fine, and probably all of us would have been in the pole shuffle. All
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
So
What a ton of passing.
yeah.
Yep.
So it wasn't a ton
That's
of
right.
passing. So I feel like if we just had a little bit more patience, everybody would have gotten through and we'd all been happy. But instead, I get run over because when I
And
took off, I remember thinking like I want to try to maybe have a little bit of room between me and Ernie just in case because I wasn't sure. Like I said, I was trying to be cautious. And when I looked to my right, I looked right here under the top wing, and I'm like, man, it's open right there because I remember seeing Marshall. And then I didn't see him no more. So I'm like, okay, well, that opened up. So in my head, for just a second, I thought, well, the top's open because now I don't see him. And no sooner did I think that, the next thing I see is black. And then the car
Oh, yeah.
just takes a left.
Probably had
Yeah.
mud in your face and everything
Yeah.
else.
I mean, it happened like that. I didn't
It
even,
was- it
I
was
got
fast.
out. I didn't even realize what happened.
It was
happened
fast.
so fast.
I mean, it was like at start finish is where contact was made.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really fast. But
yeah.
we're busting your balls. But we'll see you in 2 weeks.
It is.
3
I mean, it
weeks,
is one of
whatever
those
it
things
is.
where the passing points are so huge at that event. Like
Yeah.
you do have to go.
Right.
You know, it's
Well, I also got to thinking too. It's like read the room, front row situation, and
Oh,
we
yeah.
are all in the A main. There's 23 of us here.
Yeah.
There's not enough people for a B main, so it's like we can be a little more smart. Like we can be smart here. It's not
Yeah.
like your night's over if you don't get a whole lot of passing points or something. You still got plenty of time.
Well, Brandon, not everybody can get in the car and manage it and handle their fuel trim and get some heat in the motor and get situated in a car that we just got put together. Not everybody has that ability to do that.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We're not going to bust it. He knows. Everybody knows. Everybody saw it.
Yeah.
So, Aiden, you're the problem.
I apologize to Pete Walton and USCS again for being passive aggressive on Facebook and getting them bashed in the comments.
So you're on the board. Should we put you on the
put me on the
board?
board. too. I'm a part
No,
of the problem.
he apologized. It's all good.
Yeah.
And then he won the race.
It doesn't count if you apologize. Will.
And then he won the race. So, I mean, I don't know.
I-
It wasn't that bad. It was people in the comments that were that bad.
I'll admit, I've been hard on Pete in the past just because I do get sick of having all the classes. I do get sick of going to other races and being 2 o'clock in the morning before we leave.
It's
You
been,
know,
be- it's been
it's been
better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
We were on the other side of that this weekend, though.
You're right.
We were like,
that's what I'm saying.
Let's freaking go.
That's
We got
what I'm-
2 more opportunities to get
that's-
this car right.
That's what I'm saying. Like the 2 races I've run with them this year, we were done before midnight, and they've done so much better. Like he said, they've done so much better, and I'm proud of them for doing it. So I'll take this chance to brag about them and say that they're doing a good job. But I will die on the hill of there's nobody that promotes better than Pete. He does a great job.
No doubt about it.
More
But
people show up to his race than any other.
You'll hear it all week on the radio. You'll see flyers, billboards.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
I
promotes
had
that
people.
live.
I had people at the BNI meeting that I go to asking me about, "Are you racing the flip flop?" And I'm like, "How do you know what the flip flop
Yeah.
is?"
Because it was
It's
everywhere.
because it was being advertised, and people came. It was a good crowd.
Yeah,
Well, that's a good lead into the next group that's on. And I say group because it's a lot of people. I talked to, what did I tell you, 3 or 4 individuals at the track this weekend that were talking trash about the track. And I'm
What about it? Did they say
just
what?
about it. About it, it's a dump. These races suck. The track prep sucks. Just all of this stuff, and it.
silly stuff.
That's-
Yeah, I mean, it's the same junk. It's the same junk. But what's crazy? I mean, you hear it outside. You see it on Facebook,
Yeah.
but you don't see it at the track that often. But I guess because there were so many people there, they're talking about how bad it was that night.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean it's bad tonight? And that's why, I mean, y'all are all the problem, and there is no making it up.
That's what's
Like, I don't even want to see you at the track next time because what are you doing? I mean, I literally talked to one guy that said he was there every single weekend, and he's sitting there bashing everything about the track.
Yeah.
Well, brother, you live there apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's not that bad, or you wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like that message we got, or was it, or we saw the Facebook comment or something. Remember the lady is like my first time there, and she was raving about
yeah.
how awesome it was,
Yeah.
how great it was.
Sandy.
No, that was the one he got.
Oh, that was the one you got.
Yeah, it was
I
a
can't
different-
remember
I can't
her.
remember
I
her
can't
name.
remember her name.
But yeah, they put a comment about it was her
Well,
first
we-
time and
we
how
screenshotted it,
awesome
didn't
it
we?
was. Yeah, I don't remember where it is.
Yeah,
we'll have to
we'll
try
find
to
it
find.
later.
We'll have to find it.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
we had to
like,
give her a shout. We meant to give her a shout out. And we forgot.
Yeah, it's just
But-
like it shows you that
Yeah.
somebody that comes in for the first time how awesome they think it is.
Will's
That's right.
girlfriend. She came to the races for the first time ever, and she loved it.
Right, yeah.
She
I'm
had a
saying.
blast.
Yep.
You know, so
I don't know anybody that doesn't have a good time at Riverside.
I don't
Oh,
either.
yeah, no.
And there's really nothing to complain. Like I went and used the restroom this weekend, and the bathrooms were clean. I wasn't expecting the bathrooms to be
Yeah,
clean.
I
They weren't.
don't understand why people think it's a dump. Like,
It's not.
look, listen, and I'm not hating on anybody, but like Creek County was terrible in some, like the bathrooms and stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was a little more ragged. But Riverside's a lot nicer
That's
than
what I'm
probably
saying.
most racetracks.
That's what
we go
I'm
to.
You
saying.
think Riverside's a shithole, you really got to go out and explore because
Yeah.
we've been to some shitholes and
Yeah.
Riverside ain't.
Well,
Yeah, and
now
I mean,
listen, if I compare it to Wheatland, oh yeah, if
yeah,
you compare it to
right.
Wheatland, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
But
Knoxville.
Wheatland
Well,
is, it's,
my
they call
thing
it the
is
diamond
like,
dirt tracks.
if you're expecting there to be concrete everywhere for you to walk on,
Yeah.
it's a dirt track.
Yeah, go to a NASCAR race if that's what you just got to have.
That's right.
You know,
I mean, there's other types that go to the.
Go down to Hattiesburg Speedway and you'll come back and you'll kiss the ground. When you go to Riverside. You'll kiss the ground when you go to Riverside. Go to
yeah,
I mean,
Hattiesburg
it's a super nice place. You know, compared to
is.
most dirt tracks, it's one of the oldest dirt tracks in the country. I mean, it's it usually always puts on a good race. You're as Hadley likes to say, bangers. You're not always gonna have a banger of a show.
Yeah.
It's not always gonna be great. Billy's gonna miss it, just like we miss it with our car. You know, it's just part of it. But no, I'll sing Riverside's praises all the time. They're
Me too.
you know, I want it to be around for another 100 years. I want it to be around for a long time to come. You know, so no, I don't understand
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't understand the hate, but
There's
people
so
are
many
gonna hate.
things. Well, there's so many other things working against racing right now.
Yeah.
It just boils my blood. It's hard for me to be nice and talk to people. I just want to tell them to shut up, and I want to walk away and leave. I mean, I try to take the time to defend Riverside and put a little perspective in people's head.
Yeah.
A couple people had a conversation with me and listened,
Yeah.
but
Well, again, that's one of the things I like about this podcast and what we've said. We've said it before. It's like we like to come to the table and talk about this stuff. And if anybody has issues, like let's bring them in here and let's talk about it. And let's just get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And
I think we bring a lot of perspective. I mean, I might have leaned a little bit the other way at some point, but having Clayton on and him explaining kind of the expenses and what it takes to put on a show, that's what I told. They were talking about the track workers. I'm like, every one of these guys is a volunteer.
Yeah.
I mean, they might get compensated a little bit for their time, but the reason
get
they're here is
rich,
because
yeah.
they want to be here.
Yeah. They love it.
And a
Just
lot
like
of
we
them,
do.
and a lot of them give their time to be there.
Yeah.
And it's like,
to open a racetrack. I mean, it's it's not free. You gotta pay for the you gotta pay a water bill. You gotta pay a light bill. You
An
gotta pay
insurance bill.
You gotta pay insurance. And them lights cut on and them gates open. No matter what happens after that point, you gotta pay the insurance that night. If it rains out after hot laps, you have to.
you're due.
You have
And
to
Clayton
pay
paid us when we rained out earlier this year. We talked about it. We rained out right after the first feature. He didn't get to run another feature the rest of the night. The stock cars went out, ran their feature, and it rained out when we were getting ready to go on the racetrack, and he still paid us.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Right? It's a lot worse other places, and there's crooked people that run tracks.
And let me just tell
and it ain't
you
Memphis.
about that situation. He didn't have to do that because I went to 67 Speedway years ago for an ASCS. It was a regional race. What was it? It's not around anymore. What was one that would have been over there? Sooner. That's what it was. It was a ASCS Sooner race. And I started on the pole next to Gary Wright. And it sprinkled. We were doing pace laps. Like, I bet we did 15 pace laps, and it was sprinkling. And in the time that it was done all that sprinkling, we could have run most of the race, if not all of it. And it finally come a downpour, and they canceled the race and didn't pay us.
Wow.
And I was starting on the pole. Chase got to get the winnings for first and didn't run a lap.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to do that, but he did. So like I said, it's a great place. Clayton's, I feel like, it's fair to all of us.
I think he is.
And
they all work hard down there.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it before. They don't always get it right, but any other sport that's done,
None of it gets
nothing is ever right. There's always going to be somebody that makes a mistake in some way.
Yeah.
You just gotta roll with
And
punches.
you got to understand, you're not going to make everybody happy. People are going to complain. It doesn't matter. They're just going to complain either way.
That's right.
You can't please everybody.
That's right. But it just irritated me this weekend. I encountered too many people.
I understand. Yeah.
I encountered too many people at the track.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. You have a bad experience and you go home and you want to talk about it. And it comes up in conversation. Okay, but you're at the track.
Yeah. All right.
Do something to make it better.
All right, I got to get to the last one because he's in the comments. Bro.
Oh, is he in the
He's
comments?
in the comments. I got to tell him why I put him on the board.
Well, I think we all put him on the board. It was 8 o'clock when you showed up at the track.
It's not even that. Hang on, it's not even that.
I wonder if it can't really be Bobby. I don't think Bobby knows how to work.
I told him about how to get there.
Did you?
I
Okay,
did
maybe
tell
it
him
is
how to
Bobby.
get there. I said I'd show him, but I don't think I ever had a chance to. All right, Bobby. So why are you on the board? It's because we offered to come and help.
Yep.
And you would not accept it. And we wouldn't have been so late showing up.
We'd have done everything. You wouldn't have done anything.
And I recognize I have no skin in the game. Like it didn't cost me anything but pit passes to get in this place.
Yep.
And he's the one, paying for everything. I don't take any winnings. If I'm not putting any money in it, I don't feel like I should get any money out of it. That's just my perspective. Everybody, whatever. I know
Brandon's about to get a bunch of ride offers now.
Well, no, probably not.
Just kidding.
Probably not. But anyway, he's the one that's got to pay for everything. I just assume him have the money. I just want to drive a freaking car.
Yeah.
I just want to race. And if it's $100 for me to go, cool. I got to race for $100. But I asked him multiple times. I checked on him multiple times. I'm like, do you need help? Do you need help? I will come help. We can come help. Like, just let me know. Tell me. And He would not let he's no, I got it. Stay home. I got it. It's okay. I got it. He just kept reassuring me that he had it. And there we were pulling in at 8:00. And we done missed everything.
Every
but blame me.
opportunity to be good and get
Well, you know what they
any
say.
kind of payout.
Better late than never.
Better late than never.
We were better late than never.
For a minute, I
I
thought.
mean-
For a minute, I was like, I might as well just go home because I'm like, I'll just go sit at home and watch this. And
Could have been the possibility, but hey, you got to go out there.
Yeah, but it worked out where we got to race at least, and I'm happy about that. But the way I see it is, if you're gonna spend the money, then let's do it right.
Yep.
Let's do
No,
this.
we
right.
definitely appreciate Mr. Bobby giving us the
Yeah.
opportunity to run.
No, I don't. I'm not
and
putting
bringing
him.
the car
I'm not
out.
putting him on the board out of some hate or I'm
That's
super.
how we do
pissed.
everybody.
Yeah,
We put you on the
it's-
board because
it's-
you're the problem, but just because you're the problem doesn't mean it's not a bad thing. It is what it is.
Yeah. So it's not like I'm doing it to hate on him or anything, but it's just like, dang man, you could have made it easier on yourself, on us.
Oh man.
And
Made more money. I mean, I really, as good as we had the car Friday,
Imagine.
I think we could have had the car
imagine-
closer Saturday.
Imagine
I
if
don't think
we'd
we're
have
gonna beat
been.
Brad, but
Imagine if we hadn't have gone down a lap in the first race. If we'd have started up further forward, we'd have had some laps. I done got used to it. Imagine if we started further forward, we don't go a lap down, we flop to the front, and the track takes rubber.
then the car.
Then that's my name right there. You know what I mean? Like it could change like that.
It could, yeah. I mean,
Every
that's how it is.
every little thing. So that's why. That $2,500 could have went in his pocket.
Miss Bobby, you could have been rich.
Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, the photo that got posted on the Let Her Eat page, it looks like you won the feature.
How?
I'm just the guy holding the flag to the side. Everybody's around Brandon like, yeah, look at this guy. He won.
I can assure you it was not me. I wish it was me, but it was not me.
Brad said, it's okay. You got that money.
Yeah. Hey, you gonna share a little bit of that money for us? This equipment was a little expensive.
Well, see the way my bank account is set up.
You gotta wait 3 days.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Hey, we didn't mention Rusty.
Oh, yeah. We got a couple shout outs.
Yeah, we got some shout outs. We got to do that.
We got Mr. Rusty Evans. He came up and found us on Friday night and then came back on Saturday and spent some time with us. We appreciate you coming to.
He's a farmer.
Yeah, he's a farmer, and we appreciate you coming and
Big time
talking
listener
to
to
us.
the podcast. He loved it.
He loves it.
he-
He's logged.
It feels really weird. Somebody comes up to me, shakes my hand, says, I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity. I'm like, that's not quite the case. I promise you that.
Yep. I had several people. I'll be honest with you. I know your cars. Brandon said the same thing. I know a lot of these guys buy their cars, not by their face.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to come up and introduce yourself to
Yeah,
me, and
yeah.
we'll get you a shout out. I had a lot of people hollering at me, especially walking past the stock cars. Everybody wanted to crack a joke
Somebody-
or spell my name incorrectly.
Somebody come walking. Yeah, for real. Somebody come walking by and you said, who was that? I said, I don't know. I said, I think that was Landon Coke. And we were kind of looking and I'm like, I don't know these guys. Like, I don't know all the stock
Yeah,
car guys.
come up and introduce yourselves. We
Yeah.
we want to be able to associate your face
With
with,
the
your
car.
name, and then put that with your car.
Or
so
maybe-
we
maybe
know
you
who
just
are.
need to
that way when
message-
we put you on the board, we know exactly who we're
Yeah,
talking
maybe
about.
we need to message a picture of you with your car to the podcast page or something.
Yeah,
so
hey,
that way
that's
we
fine.
know,
Y'all
so that
go
we
ahead
know.
and send us send us a picture of you with your car and let us know who you are and
Yeah.
who to be looking for.
I still don't know who Weekly. I have no idea what he looks like.
Surfer.
A surfer guy.
Yeah, like blonde hair, kind of dangly in the
So
back.
he's kind of like Sunshine.
That's not how I would
Kinda like
describe what it looks
Sunshine?
like.
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
So he's like the local Sunshine then.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what any of them really look
Was it
like.
Tyndall?
Who?
Is that right? Peyton?
Peyton Swindle.
Swindle. Peyton Swindle. Got to give Peyton a shout out. He came and hung out with us on Saturday night. It ended up helping out a little bit.
Yeah, he
Saturday
helped-
night.
he
He
was-
saw a need and he filled it.
Yeah,
So
he
that was pretty cool.
He was helping us get our tire situation all lined out for us. He come by and helped us. He's been running around Riverside for freaking how long?
Since he was born.
I say since I've been around, I've seen Peyton running around that place, and he always comes up, talks to me up in the trailer for a little bit, and he likes to mess with Brad a little bit. And
Now it sounds weird because he's hit puberty and he sounds
I
totally
know
different.
he sounds
Looks-
grown.
He looks different.
Yeah.
It sounds different. It was like trippy the first time. I was like, what happened to
Yeah, I
you?
know. Yeah, I was thinking that the other night. I didn't say nothing. I didn't bust him out or nothing, but I was like, "Dang, dude, your voice got deep." And he's talking about girls now. He's like, that girl's really cute over there. And I'm thinking, boy, you better stay away. There's a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
But-
if only he knew.
Is there anybody else we were going to shout out? You didn't.
I think-
we didn't bring up the red flag situation.
No, we didn't. I didn't. There was another or another guy that didn't stop during the red
But
flag.
he was supposed to be on the board, and we.
He was supposed to be on the board, and I forgot to put him on there. But he got kicked out. Actually, the way we saw that was
We were parked on the backstretch.
we were waiting. We were in somebody else's trailer waiting for our ride to show up, and all of a sudden, just I won't say all, several officials came just jetting past us looking for somebody.
Three officials come off turn 3, and they were looking for somebody. And I told him, I said, it's bad when officials are running you down.
Yeah, we knew there was a red flag, and we knew that somebody had rolled a car over in one of the turns, and you gotta stop.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not like, it's not against you or anything, but you never know what's going to happen. Turns out the ambulance almost hit them head on.
He was turning to come off the track, and the ambulance was trying to come on the track, and he about hit the ambulance head on.
If you see a red, you got to stop. It's not a shot against you. We know as well as anybody that sometimes you need a few minutes to get something right, and that red flag might be that couple of minutes, but it doesn't matter. You got to shut that thing down and get it stopped.
Ask Tucker Bolton about them red flags.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I don't know how you do
Apparently
it, but
we're only getting a little bit of the show right now. I'm getting texts for freezing. They can't hear us.
Oh, really?
And then Ricky Holder just said that he broke
I'm late
the show.
and I broke the show, apparently.
So I don't know.
Dang,
Well,
Will.
Looks a little
Will,
better.
good
but
job,
I
brother.
can't tell. Can you hear us on
Can
that
you hear
thing
us
over
all right
there?
on there? How's it sounding?
I think it was flashing earlier and I guess freezing the whole
It
thing.
it was flashing, but I didn't know if it was just video or if it's audio.
Bobby
both.
Jones probably got like you were talking sucks. He's like, what the hell?
Yeah, he got all the bad stuff. He took that the wrong way.
Answer
I'm
your
about to
phone
say-
call now.
I'm gonna say I got fired already. But
Well,
yeah.
that being said, we are looking for a 360.
Wait a minute. So just to clarify, if it's messing up like this, if it's it's recorded, people can go back and watch it. So will it do that when people go back and watch it? You don't know.
Find out.
Come on, Will. What are we paying you for?
He's on the board next week, guys. He's on the board next week.
Yeah.
I've seen compensation, but that's just me.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Anthony Huffman must have like strong internet. He said he's the only one that said everything is good on his end, but other people can't see or hear.
Yeah, even Caden said it is skipping. Dang, Anthony, what kind of internet provider have you got? Anyway, so all I was gonna say was if we have a red like Ronnie's deal, we hadn't even made it to Ronnie's deal yet, his interview. But like Ronnie, I was behind the wreck, so I know the red's coming out. So what I normally try to do, if it's me, if I see it, I'm gonna try to roll and get away from it before I stop. So I mean, but I'm well aware of.
Well, you're still in the process of stopping. Though.
Yeah.
It's not like you're.
It's not like I'm
idling
riding
off.
around.
It's not like you're idling
you know.
off or doing whatever.
But
And that's
I'll-
what this guy did.
I have, just taken it out of gear and shut the car off, and I'll just try to coast it somewhere where I'm out of the way, where I'm not in anybody's way, so they can get to that car.
Yep. When red comes out, you stop the car. That's just.
Yeah.
Pretty-
It's really.
I thought everybody understood
It's a
that.
pretty silly thing to get.
It is, and it'll run you night.
Yeah.
It'll run you night.
Yeah. So I haven't understand that. Clayton supplies my internet. Well, dadgum, Clayton. Maybe you need to. Maybe we do need a little bit of sponsorship money from the supply house.
It's an internet sponsor.
Yeah, to get an internet sponsor because apparently we need it here. Anything else?
I think we covered it all. Y'all ready to wrap it up?
Yep, I think we're ready to
That'll
wrap
do
it up. Well, guys, we did make it over 300 subscribers. I certainly appreciate that. I know we all do. If you haven't already, you're watching this. There's 43 people watching right now. We don't have but 2 likes. I need you all to go in there and hit that like button. It helps us. Make sure that you go and follow our socials. I do get on TikTok live. Like I said, I like to stream on there when I do iRacing and stuff. So like if you want to come in there and chat with me while I iRace, we can talk a little more if you want to dive in a little deeper on some subject or ask me any questions.
He
do
races
that.
NASCAR on there, just so y'all know.
Yeah, I do like the NASCAR stuff way better on there. Just to be honest, I don't really care for all the dirt track stuff on that. The late model and the sprint car just doesn't drive like a dirt car to me. It just feels funky. So yeah, you were on there giving me crap last time. By the way, you got a TikTok. What's that about?
Like 3 or 4 days ago.
What happened? China now has access to all your
Well,
information.
they've had it. They've had it
China.
anyways. I still have never owned a pair of Crocs, so I'm good on that. That's one thing. I've never had TikTok. Never owned a pair of Crocs. I'm still holding out on the Crocs for the rest of my life. Yes, will. Never will.
Nope. I know what I'm getting you for Christmas now. You gonna get you? What kind of Crocs would you prefer?
I'll throw them.
I'll throw them
out back.
Hey, I got a good pair. They make NASCAR Crocs. We can get him some Chase Elliott ones.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll get him a pair of Chase Elliott Crocs for Christmas. How's that sound? Does that sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Kyle Larson ones. I'll get you some Larson.
There you go.
That's what we're going
I'll
to
go
do.
out in the field and step in some cow shit.
Good thing.
All right, that's a good place to end it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening, y'all. We appreciate it.
Don't forget,
Let her
let her
eat.
eat.
We'll see y'all later.